All right, so you see this right here. I marinated them yesterday. I like to do it overnight. I marinated them yesterday. Just grab a baby back rib, open it from the package. I do 2 tablespoons of adobo, and I do a teaspoon of sazon, okay? And maybe even a little more. Just sprinkle it all over on both sides. Wrap it up in plastic, put it in the fridge, and then the next day you take it out. Now I'm going to show you how I prepare the paper for the oven. How I prepare the paper for the oven. So I'm going to spray the paper because I don't want the ribs to stick, and you know they can. All right. This is what I got at Costco, but it don't matter. Just get whatever you got. It's a pan coating. Now, usually when I talk about adobo, you guys know I don't use the Goya thing. First off, it's really not that healthy. Super high in salt. So all you're doing is paying 15 times as much for salt, all right? Get this, BADIA. This is a great seasoning, and it has something like less than 200 grams of sodium, all right, which is perfect. So get this. And BADIA makes a sazon. See it? There you go. And I got both of these through Amazon. As you can see, I cut the entire rack. This is the whole rack. I cut it in 2 for a couple reasons. I'm going to stack them when I put them in the oven so that they can baste each other. Okay, this one will drip on that one. And then the juices, I'm going to wrap it in the paper so that it makes like a little steam thing, and it really makes them cook really well. So that's how I'm doing these. And you notice the sazon and the adobo on both sides. All right. Yum. The double stacking, I just do it because it's self-basting. You know, the juices, they don't go anywhere. They just stay on here. I put this paper on a baking rack so that in case there's a leak or something, you know, you don't want it in the oven. You don't want a fire. Don't do it. Every time you do something like this, you need to have a pan that has a lip so they can catch any kind of oil, all right? So I am going to set them up like this. See that? Small, right? And now I'm going to bring this paper over and this paper over and wrap it up. Okay, so I wrapped that up and then I crinkled the edges. I folded it up and crinkled it together. Okay, you see this? All right? So that creates a nice little package. And now it goes in the oven. The oven is heated up at 265. All right, so here it goes into the oven. And here we go. Now, most recipes for oven baked ribs, are 300 degrees, okay, for 2 hours. I'm putting mine at 265, so I'm going to leave them in for like 2.5 hours, and then check them out, okay? But you want the meat to kind of start shrinking away from the bone. You'll see it, and the smell will start permeating everything. But the 265 works for me, and I'm sure it'll work for you. So now we wait. Check that out. Look at that. Look at all that juice. All right. Now you can put that juice in the barbecue sauce, or you can save it for some rice that you're going to make, or you could put it in like, you know, a marinara sauce. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Never throw those liquids away. Okay. So, yum. So here I put the juice, okay, the au jus that dripped off of the ribs, and I have some barbecue sauce. And so now I'm going to mix this together and then cook it down so that it can thicken again. Perfect. And remember, use a plastic whisk on a nonstick pan. Because if you don't use this on a nonstick pan, you're going to screw up your pans. You just want to keep stirring it occasionally and letting it reduce. All right, so I'm using this. See that? All right, these go back in the oven while this reduces more. By the way, the only thickener that you should have in your sauce is thyme. Just let it reduce, okay? It's going to thicken on its own when all the water evaporates. And then you'll have a really nice, unctuous, luscious, thick, and, you know, silky barbecue sauce. There you go. So you see how thick it is? Perfect. And it reduced by half. And now the ribs. So I'm gonna slather them with the sauce. All right, so we do this and you do this. There we go. Don't do that. That was stupid. The sauce jumped all over the place. Anyway, now the ribs go back in the oven. There we go. All right, so you see how thick the sauce is? Cooled off a little bit. I'm giving the ribs a second layer. Just slather it all over. There you go. And they go back in the oven. All right, back in the oven for another 20 minutes. All right, so this is the last time I'm taking the ribs out of the oven. Look at that. They smell so good. Oh my God. Slow roasted baby back ribs. These baby backs here, they'll make you want to slap your mama. And rightfully so. All right, so I'm gonna try one of these. Look at that. Yo, this is gonna get messy. Oh my God. So tender. The meat just comes off the bone. Try this. Low and slow. So worth it. Oven roasted baby back ribs on the menu. Take care.